Hamburgers for hamster. Like and subscribe. First, you need a bowl, obviously. Then you also need some water in a cup. And flour. Whisk or spoon. I would definitely recommend spoon because the whisk you can get a bunch of dough stuck inside the whisk. So we're going to take our flour and put it inside our bowl. A little bit's enough. You don't need a measuring cup for this. Well, I don't use a measuring cup, but you guys can use if you want. And add some water. So next thing you know, you have to mix it. And you're going to get, when you will know if it's perfect when it's like a dough-ish consistency. If yours is like mine, a little bit too floury. Just add more water. But don't add too much because, you don't want it to overload and turn too liquidy. So right after that, you have to always feel your dough to see if it's the right consistency. Mine wasn't the correct consistency yet, so I added more. But as you can see, I might have added a little bit too much water. So if you add too much of something else, you should add the other thing more. Yes, so I'm adding more flour. And all you have to do is mix. It's very liquidy, so we're going to keep adding flour. So that's just how you're going to keep repeating. Hamster stuff is very, simple because there's certain things that they can't eat. You also have to feel it a lot to know if it's the right consistency. So yeah, I'm going to keep going. And here I time-lapse because I knew it's going to take a long time. I use a measuring cup now just so I don't add more. So here I have my cutting board. I can add some flour. You should add some flour on it so it doesn't really stick on the cutting board. I added a little bit. Oh, okay, now it's turned into a lot. So yeah. And then all you have to do is spread it until it looks kind of like mine. Here we have the dough. It's okay if it's still a little bit too liquidy because you can just keep adding more flour. Or if it's too floury, then you should add more water, but in the bowl. Yes. So here, you just have to roll it up into some flour. So we're gonna keep rolling it up. And if you find any places liquid, well, add some flour. It's very simple. And I'm flipping it around for each side to have the equal amount of flour. Then I add more flour. I might have added too much, as you can see, but later you will realize that was not even enough. You need a lot of flour for these things. And extra flour is perfectly fine. So we're just going to keep rolling it up to bowls, filling liquidy parts, and adding more flour. That's what we're going to do. And then, yes, keep rolling. Remember, any liquidy spots, just keep adding flour. And it's okay if your hands are dirty. This is baking. It's supposed to be dirty. And I like plotting it up kind of like a pizza. There we go. We have the dough. So here I decided to time lapse. I'm rolling each thing to a ball to make a thing. I took a butter knife and I can cut my dough now to make it kind of like better. And we have a bunch of hamburger pieces. They don't have to look nice. They don't have to look professional. It's your first time. Beautiful. Now I'm going to take out the pan. Is that what you call it? Pan? I have no idea what you call it. There. And put all of my mini hamburger buns onto the pan. This step is pretty easy. So here I'm filming myself putting on each thing. And it's very easy. Just don't add your dough way too close to the other dough, or else it's going to cling into two buns, which I don't think anybody wants. Keep adding. So yes, we're going to preheat the oven to 150 degrees. And then you don't have to set the timer yet because we're preheating it. And I'm turning it to that thing. So right now I'm cleaning up my thing because you have to have a clean setup. Now that I think I let it preheat for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and then you just have to open the oven and put it in. This part isn't tricky except if you're small and you don't know how to do this yet. Well, you should have grown up. So I put it in for 10 minutes, but normally it should be 10 to 20 minutes. Here, so once your thing finishes, you will get it out of the oven. So yeah, it actually took me I had to make it about 15-20 minutes. But yeah, 15 minutes because they're hamsters and I didn't want to make them really hard for the hamsters to eat. So there I saw it and I added it for 5 more minutes. While I was waiting, I decided to dance because why not? And there you have it. That is how the hamburger will should look like at the end. Bye-bye, guys. Like and subscribe.